But starting as always in our easy seated pose. We're starting to ground down, feeling into your body. I'm really arriving here on your mat for your practice this morning. And I'm just noticing sensation drawing in. Not only the sensations within your body, but taking in the space around you. Noticing the sounds from outside or the sounds of your room. And letting it all wash over you, like this blanket of sensation. Feeling the points of connection where your body connects to the floor below you. The weightedness of your body towards the earth. As you're finding your posture, noticing where you can soften, maybe through the jaw, the eyes, the throat, lengthening through the back of your neck, feeling that lift through the occipital ridge, softening the shoulders down, maybe drawing your elbows back towards the rib cage, really feeling the shoulders set down and back. Your tailbone anchoring, relaxing through your waist. And taking a few deep breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth audibly. Again, big breath in, filling it. Exhale. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, let it go. Again, breathing in. Exhale, push all the air out to the bottom of the breath. Inhaling through the nose, close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. In and out the nose now. Take it at your own pace, take your time. Breathing in and out. About 3 more breaths here. And bringing your hands towards heart center. Breathe in, lift the heart up towards the hands. Exhale, bowing the head towards the heart space. Setting your focus. Gently lowering your hands down, opening your eyes. Again, finding your seat, straighten your arms, breathe in. Exhale, chin down to your chest. Drawing your chin over towards your right shoulder, up towards the sky, across towards the left shoulder, chin back to chest. Again, breathing in, taking that neck roll, chin over to the right, up across to the sky, to the opposite shoulder, and back to the chest. Just moving in these circles, taking your time. If you feel a stretch here, pausing at any point in that circle, breathing into that stretch. And when you're ready, switching the circle direction and heading the opposite way. And pausing in any of those tight spaces, maybe starting to drop your head back, opening the throat, feeling that upper back bend or neck bend back. And looking forward, bringing your neck to neutral, shoulder shrugs, pull your shoulders up towards your ears, drawing them back and down, circling the shoulders forward, shrugging them up towards your ears. Big breaths. Breathing in and out, rolling the shoulders, feeling the scapula lift and drop back. And then switch those shrug circles, just heading the opposite direction, continuing to pull the shoulders up towards your ears, forward and around. And then let the shoulders hang back down. Breathe in, sweep your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Interlace your hands. Breathe in, reach the palms to the sky. Pause here. Breathe out. And so interlaced hands, shoulder blades are lifting, palms reaching to the sky. Breathing in, breathing out. Take your next inhale, pressing your palms up. Exhale, hands behind your head. Good. Interlacing the hands towards the base of the skull or the occipital ridge. And then reaching elbows wide. And feeling your elbows reach to the sides. Maybe the stretch through your shoulders or across your chest. And then gently pressing your head back into your hands and resisting your hands into your head. And using that resistance to lengthen the upper neck, tractioning neck up, head up. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, one more breath here. Take an inhale. Exhale, point the elbows forward, wrapping the forearms towards the sides of your head. So hugging now, your arms fully in towards the head, elbows pointing forward, forearms squeezing into the temples. Breathing in. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Starting to bow your head forward. And begin to round your spine, roll forward. And you can pause here, feeling that stretch through the upper back. Or continue to roll forward, releasing your hands down to the floor. Bowing forward a few deep breaths here. Rounding through your back, tucking the chin. And begin to walk your hands back in, sit yourself up. And however your legs are crossed, just switch the crossing of your legs. So if you have right shin in front, bring left shin in front, or left leg on top, bring right leg on top. Find that easy sit opposite cross. Breathe in. Breathe out. And take your left hand down to your side and sweep the right arm up and over. So rather than thinking about a deep side bend, here stay long through both sides of the torso. Think about reaching straight up. And right arm up to the sky, left palm grounded down. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, without collapsing through your side body, both sides of the spine, sides of the torso staying long and lifted. And then walk your left hand a little further away from your body and start to bend the left elbow down towards the floor. So now finding that side bend and anchor down through your right hip, press it towards the earth. You're gonna rotate your gaze up, looking over that right elbow. Breathe in, breathe out. Gently help yourself back up through center. Long spine. Plant the right palm down, sweep the left arm up, breathe in, breathe out. So these first few moments staying really long, really lifted, not bending much to the side, but thinking of upward energy and reaching straight up through the left hand, grounded through the right side. Breath strong, expanding through the side body as you breathe. Letting that expansion or stretch come from your breath as you actively reach up. And then starting to walk the right hand a little further away from your right hip, bend into the elbow and let it reach down towards the floor. Now finding that side bend. Good, left side body long, anchor through the left hip, rotate your gaze up towards the left elbow. Good, breathing in. Exhale to anchor, breathe out. Inhale, breath. Exhale. Lifting yourself all the way up, sitting up, hands down. Go ahead and lie back. So you're gonna lie all the way onto your back body. The hands come down beside you. Preparing for bridge, palms pressed to the earth, heels walk in towards your buttocks. Anchor your shoulders down, pressing your arms down, and then begin to tuck your tailbone under. So tail tucks, tail starting to point towards the sky or towards the back of your knees. Begin to lift your hips up, keep that tailbone curl. So you might not lift quite as high as you curl the tailbone under here. You're feeling that strong engagement on the back of your thighs, hooking your heels towards your shoulders and drawing your shoulders towards your heels. Press your arms actively into the floor, lift your chest a little higher, tuck your tail again, breathe in. Exhale, slow lower, rolling your spine back down to the mat. Hips lower, knees pull in towards your chest. Giving yourself a hug here, you can reach to the front of your knees, holding onto your shins and pulling in. You can grab onto the backs of your knees, or you can interlace your hands or reach for opposite wrists or elbows across the legs for wind relieving. So feeling the compression through your hips, pulling in. And what's important here is your spine is anchoring towards the floor. The back of the neck is long. If you feel a big pull through the back of the neck, that might be a good transition for you to move your hands to the backs of the knees or onto your thighs. Anchor your shoulders back, pressing your belly in. Breathe in, let your belly expand up towards your thighs. Exhale, pull your knees into the space created by your exhale breath. Twice more, inhale, belly rising up. Exhale, pull the knees in. Last deep breath here, expanding. Exhale. And then gently lower your feet down. Two options, you can roll to the side to sit up, or you can reach the arms overhead, breathing in. Exhale, sitting up, reaching for your heels and coming all the way back up to your seat. Cross your legs, come forward, plant your hands, plank pose. Hands right underneath your shoulders, extend your legs back, strong plank. Really pushing the floor away here and hugging your arms back towards your body. So eliminating some of the space of your armpits. keeping your lats engaged. Pull your belly in to keep your hips from dipping to the floor, and squeeze your buttocks to keep your hips from going too high towards the sky. Last breath here. Exhale to down dog, lifting your hips up and back. As you find your downward facing dog, hands at least as broad as your shoulders. Feet hip-width distance or a little closer together. Bend the knees enough to let your tailbone rise to the sky. Think about widening across your sit bones. Lifting the pubic bone up and back. Heels get heavy to stretch through the back of your legs. Relaxing your neck, maybe looking left and right, shaking the head yes and no. Breathing in, breathing out. And start to walk your feet forward towards your hands, coming to the front of your mat into forward fold. Now feet are hip width distance. And you have some options here. You can reach for opposite elbows and hang. If you have really tight legs, or you feel extremely rounded through your back in this pose, to find a little flatter back, you can come up, right? So you can have your hands onto your thighs and really hug the shoulder blades back, press your chest forward, tilt weight into your toes, and try to find a flat back position. If this is really accessible, then the hands come down further, or you might be able to fold deeper, but you're keeping this flat back. The top of the back may round as you complete the pose, drawing your forehead towards your shins. So find where feels accessible to you today. Feeling the stretch through the legs, the length through the spine, pulling the heart forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Bend your knees deeply, sitting down like chair pose, root through your heels, arms wide, stand all the way up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center, breathe out. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. Interlace your grip, release your index fingers, breathing in, breathing out. Press actively down into your feet. Feel your arms rising up towards the sky. Squeeze your arms into your head. You'll feel the shoulders shrugging up here, that's natural. And then pull your belly in, press your hips gently towards the left, reach up and over to the right. So same as before through this side bend. You're staying long and lifted, active here in every muscle of your body. So it's really standing plank. You're pressing the hips gently to the left, reaching up and over to the right to get this lateral stretch through the spine. Shoulders and hips stay squared forward. Keep pressing into your feet, firm up your legs, squeeze your buttocks, pull your belly in, arms squeeze to your head. Last deep breath here. Then lift through center, pause here, breathe in, breathe out. Hips press towards the right, reach up and over to the left. And again, finding that lateral stretch of your spine, active in every muscle of your body. See if you can root to the outside of your right foot and lift all the way through the right armpit. Pull those lower floating ribs in. Anchor into your heels. Breathe in across your chest to open that space through the front of the chest, just below the collarbones. Last inhale. Hold for your exhale. Inhale through center, look up, cactus arms, exhale. Fingertips wide, shoulders hugging back, pressing the palms back in space. Feel that stretch across the front of your chest. Now press your hips way forward and lift your gaze looking up. Good, breathe in, breathe out. Start to straighten out your body. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, belly towards your thighs, head hangs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins, pull your heart forward, hug your shoulder blades back, fold in, round in. Step your feet back, downward facing dog, inhale, settle in, exhale. Shift weight forward, high plank, inhale. Bend your elbows, slow lower to the mat, breathing out. Baby cobra, root your feet down, lift your chest up. Exhale to slow lower back to the mat. Tuck your toes, push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Look forward between your hands. Bend your knees. Step forward or hop forward to the top of your mat. Inhale to half lift, finding length through the spine. Exhale, folding in, rounding in. Heel toe your feet to touch. Bend the knees, sink the hips, arms circle up, chair pose. A strong, energetic pose. Big toes touching, squeeze the thighs together. Wrap those outer glutes underneath your seat, like you're pulling your glute muscles together underneath your tailbone, and you're sitting into that muscular frame. Lifting actively through your chest, draw your gaze a little higher, rotate the pinkies in and the thumbs out, getting active through your arms. Feel the pull of your core in two directions, find your breath. Soften your gaze and focus the eye gaze. One more breath in. Sit a little lower, breath out. Inhale, stand up, straighten your legs. Forward fold, exhale, come all the way down. Step your left foot to the back of the mat, low lunge. Low lunge with the right leg forward. Letting your thighs separate, sink your hips down. Lower your left knee down to the mat, and then heel toe that right foot wide towards the right edge. Hands come on the inside of your right leg. Squeeze your left buttock and press your hips forward. Lift through your chest, look forward. Good. Heel toe the right foot back towards center. Lift your left knee up and dial your back heel in and down. Back foot to a 45 as you rise up to warrior one. Settle in, warrior one. Good. Grounding through your feet. Pressing your hips gently forward. Opening up towards warrior two. So arms coming to parallel, hips opening towards that long edge of the mat. Really focus on pressing to the outer edge of both feet, feeling the arches of the feet lift. Pressing that right knee a little bit wider, root into the right heel. Make sure your tailbone is pointing straight down rather than at your left heel or at your back foot. Hug the shoulder blades back. Press down through the palms. Begin to reach forward through your right hand. Reaching forward. Now your tailbone starts to shift to point at your left big toe. Right elbow can rest onto your thigh, left hand onto your hip, or let your right hand hang down towards the inside of your right shin. Left arm can sweep up and over. Breathing in, breathing out. Rotate your heart towards the sky, rotating through your spine, through your rib cage, drawing your gaze up. One more breath here. Reach your left hand towards the back of the mat to help you lift up to your warrior two. Breathing in, settle in, breathe out. Reach your arms up to the sky, square your chest forward. Left arm sweeps under right for eagle cross through the arms. Good, so left arm under right, crossing at your elbows and maybe your wrists. Square your shoulders forward. Lift your elbows up slightly, pressing your forearms forward. Feel that stretch through your shoulders. Spike your back heel, shifting your weight forward. Lift your left knee up towards your chest, coming into eagle pose. Left leg stacks over the right. Trying to eliminate the space between your thighs. Press both hips forward to anchor your tailbone above your right heel. Lift those elbows a little bit, tuck the chin, lengthen through the back of your neck, pull your low belly in, sit a little deeper. Unwind left leg from right, unsweep your arms to the sky, reaching up. Exhale to forward fold, bend your knees, folding all the way down. Inhale, big breath in, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Step your feet back, downward facing dog. And 3 deep breaths. Option here to flow through vinyasa, shifting forward, lowering to the belly, rising to baby cobra, exhaling to downward facing dog. Looking forward between your hands, bending your knees, hopping forward, or stepping forward to the top of your mat. And bend your knees, root your eyes, arms wide, stand all the way up. Cactus your arms, back bend, hips forward, lift the chest. Inhale, reach the arms back up, straighten out the body. Forward fold, coming back down, bend the knees. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Find your low lunge on the left side. Sinking through your hips, separating your thighs, carrying your spine. Pull the belly in, the throat in. Right knee lowers down. Heel toe the left foot wide towards the left edge of the mat, bringing your hands on the inside of your left foot. Start to squeeze through your right buttock and press your hips forward. Keep your chest open, the eye of the chest lifting up and forward. Try not to shift through your pelvis, so keep it towards the center of your mat rather than swaying off left or right. And pushing forward, strong right buttock, anchored right leg. Shift your hips back slightly, heel toe the left foot back to center. Lift your right knee up and dial that right heel back, heel in and down. Rising to warrior one, breathe in. Settle into warrior one. Good, pushing your tailbone, feels like towards the left heel, bringing it straight down. Opening up to your warrior two, arms come to parallel. Opening your hips towards the long edge of the mat or towards the right. If you feel the arch on the back foot collapsing or rolling towards the floor, try bending your back knee a little bit to see if you can press to the outer edge of your feet. Tailbone anchoring down, shoulders stay right over your hips, reaching to the front and back of your mat, active through your fingertips. Eye gaze is forward over your front hand. Begin to reach forward through your left hand. Notice your tailbone start to draw towards your right big toe. Option to drop the left arm in front of your left shin or thigh, right hand to the sky or overhead, or you can always use those supports, the left elbow onto the left thigh, right hand onto your hip. Wherever you are, rotate your chest up, look up. Keep anchoring down through that left heel, stomping through the left heel into the floor. Feel the left glute fire, engage, supporting your tail. One more breath here, breathe in, breathe out. Reach your right hand behind you to help you lift up back to warrior two, breathe in, breathe out. Circle your chest forward, reach your arms up, sweep them up. Exhale, right arm under left, finding that eagle wrap. See if you can thread your arms closer together. Eliminate that space between the forearms. Let the shoulders drop down. Press the forearms forward. Spike your back heel, shifting your weight forward. Lift the right leg up and over the left, coming into eagle pose. Our focus here is eliminating the space between the thighs. If you need to, you can always take those right toes down as a kickstand as you squeeze the thighs together. As you push your hips forward, you feel the low belly engage, lengthening through your low back. Stacking shoulders over hips, over left heel. Start to unwind the right leg from the left. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shift your weight into your right leg. Kick your left leg straight back. Good. Left leg is kicking back. Now reach the right hand. Just hang it towards the floor. Left hand can come onto your left hip or to the sky. Start to roll that left hip on top of the right. So it doesn't matter how far you come down into your half moon, but you're staying strong through your back leg. You have about a straight line from the back leg through your spine. And you're working on your balance by not touching down to the floor, by keeping yourself more lifted. And maybe bending the front knee as you step the feet back together. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe here in and out. Shift your weight to the left leg. Kick your right heel straight back. So you feel that back line engage from the back of your heel to your low back. Pull your belly in, hinge forward a little bit. Reach your left hand down towards the floor, let that arm dangle, and then reach the right hand either onto your right hip or towards the sky. Good, you can stay right here or you begin to hinge forward more. As you stack right hip towards on top of the left, keep lifting through that right heel. Working on your balance, focus your eye gaze, deepen your breath. Step your feet together, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Pull your shoulder blades back, press your chest forward, flat back. Exhale, round in, fold in, pull the belly in. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Low lunge again on the right side. So taking a little shorter stance, you can step the left foot gently in, dialing that back heel down. So folding over the right leg, round your spine, tuck your chin, forehead to knee. So you can always have your hands grabbing onto your calf and trying to round your forehead to your knee. You can bend the front knee to round in. Pull your belly in and press your mid back to the sky. Send the right hip up and back. Drop the left hip down and forward. Tuck the chin, jaw and bar, throat lock, hold here. Small sips of air, find the breath. Look forward, step forward, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and round. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Low lunge on the left side, hips drop. Good, shortening your stance. Stepping the right foot in, back foot to a 45. Send your left hip up and back, drop the right hip down and forward. So try to square your hips forward and level them to the earth. If you need to, you can always take both hands onto the front shin, supporting your low back. You can bend into your front knee. Rounding in, tuck the chin, forehead towards your left knee. Pull your low belly in, round through your spine. Breathe in, breathe out. Start to look forward, step forward, top of the mat. Bend the knees, root to rise, stand all the way back up, breathe in. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Inhale, arms sweep up, back, bend. Maybe cactusing your arms as the hips press forward and lift through the chest. Inhale, straighten back out. Forward fold, exhale. Bend the knees, lift your heels up. Start to bend your knees forward between your arms, lowering your hips down to your heels, toe stand. Good, so in your twist stand, you can always keep the hands down to the mat. You can press them off to a wall beside you, or take your hands to heart center. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Squeeze the ankles towards one another, stabilizing through the ankles, softening your breath, slowing down. Good, a little challenge to yourself here. Arms reach forward. Can you drop your heels down before your hips? Working on that flexion in your ankles, finding your control. Dropping your heels down. And then your hips down, coming down onto the mat. So just coming into seated. Then take your hands behind you, fingertips point forward. So hands are about underneath the shoulders, your knees can stay bent, or if you like, you can extend your legs long. And then bend through your elbows slightly, and lift up through your chest. Really big opener across the front of the chest. Feeling your shoulders rotate, the scapula drop back and down. As you breathe here, open up across the chest and bend enough into your elbows that you could anchor each finger into the mat. Looking up, if it feels good, you can drop the head back, opening the throat. 2 more breaths here. And then bend the knees, plant the feet to the floor, reverse tabletop, lift the hips up. Find that micro bend through your elbows, press the chest high. If you want more of a challenge, you can extend your legs long, reverse plank, lift your hips. Keep carrying your head, look up, squeeze your buttocks, lift a little higher. Slow, lower, hips come back to the mat. Walk your hands in. Seated pose, legs forward. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Good. So lots of options here. You can come into a little bit deeper pose or deeper stretch. So feel free to stop anywhere along this journey. Left foot is to the inside of your right thigh. If you're having trouble sitting up here tall, so you're starting to round into your back, that's a good suggestion to bring a pillow underneath your hips and to definitely bend the right knee. What we want is a flat back, feeling the hinge at the hip creases, the tailbone anchoring down, the heart lifting up. So maybe you're bending deeply through the right knee, grabbing the back of the right thigh, and trying to lift the chest forward and up. And if this is accessible to have the right leg long and a flat back, then you have the option to reach your arms up, breathe in, and reach down for the right foot, breathe out. So you might feel a little rounding in your back, but you're keeping the heart forward, that eye of the chest or center of the sternum pointing towards that right big toe. If you still want a little bit more, right, if this is really accessible and you can bend your elbows and you can draw your forehead down towards the right shin, keeping a nice long spine, then you might bring your left heel to the top of your right thigh. So trying to draw the left heel towards the right hip bone into a half lotus position. Flexing that left foot can help protect your left knee joint, but as long as the knee is fully closed, right? So the joint is closed, then we should be happy here. Now you can sit up again and reach down for your right foot. Long spine, hinging forward, breathing in, breathing out. 3 more breaths. Hug your shoulders back wherever you are. Imagine pressing your spine forward through the shoulder blades. And beginning to unwind, sit back up. Unwind your left foot. Bend both knees. Lean back, hands back, fingertips point forward. And rock your knees side to side. Windshield wipering through your legs. And then coming to the other side, so sitting up again, bending your right knee, bringing the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Sitting up tall. Good. If you can't sit up perfectly straight here, bend the left knee, grab behind the thigh, and find your seat, sitting up. You can even start to reach down for the foot with the bent leg. Good, if the leg can extend long and you can sit up tall, inhale the arms to the sky. Forward fold, exhale, reach down for your left foot. Hug the shoulders back, bend the elbows, bring your heart towards your left big toe. Good. If that's available, if you can come down even further, forehead towards that left shin, then maybe you bring the right heel, knee joint fully closed, rotating the leg within the hip socket, bringing that right heel over towards your left hip. And keeping that heel in tight. If the leg tries to slide away from you, you can use the right hand to hold the right shin in as the left arm reaches up and down for your left foot. Hug the shoulders back to help you sit up tall. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, 3 breaths here. Sit yourself back up. Unwind your legs, bend the knees, windshield wiper, side to side. Good, then from your seated pose, spinal twist. Draw your left heel to the outside of your right hip. So left heel to the outside of the right hip, right foot over the top of your left knee. Hug onto that right knee and sit yourself up tall. And if this is intense for the hips, you can always stay here, feeling that stretch. Or take the right hand towards the base of your spine. Breathe in, left arm up. Left elbow toward the outside of the right knee. You can straighten out the left arm, rotate through the spine, draw your gaze back over the right shoulder, 2 deep breaths. As you unwind, keep your legs crossed. So untwist, but keep that right leg over the left. And draw your right heel now further towards your left hip. So coming into cow face. If you like, you can tilt forward and try to eliminate the space between your thighs and sit back. It's okay if you need to sit onto your left heel, but make it right underneath your tail, or you can sit back between your heels. Reach your right arm up, bend the elbow, left hand to to the top of the right elbow, lengthening it towards the sky, or left hand can reach across towards your low back, walking the fingertips closer together on your back body. Press your head gently back into your hands. Sit yourself up. Unwind your arms, switching out your legs. So unwinding your legs and then bringing the right heel to the outside of your left hip. Closing the knee joint again. Left heel over the top of your right knee. Left foot plants to the floor. You can hug the front knee, sit yourself up. You can always stay here as you work on this crossing of your legs. Or left hand towards the base of your spine. Breathe in, right arm up. Exhale, right arm to the outside of your left thigh or elbow to the outside of the knee. Rotate through the chest. Draw your gaze back behind you. Thinking chin towards the left shoulder, really rotating all the way through the neck. One more breath here. Breathe in and sit up. Exhale to twist deeper. Start to unwind and bring the left heel towards that right hip. So trying to stack the knees, really closing up the legs. You can always rock forward if that helps to get the space out from between your thighs. And this might be a lot here. You can always stay here or left arm up, bend the elbow, placing the hand to the small of the back. Right hand comes to the outside of the left elbow, lengthening it up towards the sky, or right hand can circle around your low back, fingertips reaching towards one another. One more breath in, breath out. Then crossing your legs, you'll come forward. So you can swing the heels to the side or come through easy seat. Lying all the way down onto your belly. Hands underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your legs together, press the feet down, lift up to baby cobra, breathe in. Exhale, lower baby cobra, breathe out. Once more, inhale, lift to baby cobra, hold here. And start to lift your legs up from the mat and sweep your arms back towards your heels. Press your belly button down, pubic bone down, anchor through your core, and lift the arms and the legs. Chest up, thighs up, gaze forward. Finding your breath. Last inhale. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Push up, tabletop or plank. Down dog, hips up and back. Good. Right knee behind the right wrist, right heel across toward the left thigh. Coming towards pigeon pose. Good, so right knee behind the right wrist, right heel towards the left thigh. And maybe you start to lower down to your forearms. So a lot of times we think of pigeon just as this external rotation of the right leg, right? There's a lot of talk about that. I talk about that as well. But the half pigeon, which is this pose, which we call pigeon, right, is half king pigeon, which is really a half splits. Yes. So the more that you would start to rotate that right heel forward, you might bring your shin parallel to the top of the mat. Because if you were to continue with that motion of bringing the heel forward, you would end up in your full splits. So you can think about that in your half pigeon, where we are now, and that you'd like your hips to stay squared forward. You'd like to feel this pull to your center line as that center line drops. So your sit bones, while separating, still have this feeling of pulling back to center or towards the base of your spine, because there's still strength that's holding you in the pose, even as your groin is sinking towards the earth. And the more that you find that hug to center, you start to stretch even deeper through the right side on the low back, the piriformis, around the tailbone, the base of the right glute. And slowly starting to lift yourself back up, and we'll switch out the legs. So you can come to all tabletop, you can cat cow, or you can step straight back to down dog, lifting your hips. And now, taking your pigeon on the left side, bring your left knee behind your left wrist, swing your left heel across towards your right thigh. So remember, you are going for a splits position, but you're keeping this connectedness to center. So maybe you start to lower down to your forearms. Let's find that sensation. So squeeze gently your knees towards one another. So you'll feel maybe your hips lift a little bit. And you feel this connection between the knees or into the groin, the inner thighs pulling towards the base of the spine. And then as you find that, see if you could anchor your left tailbone or left sit bone back towards your right heel. And then can you keep some of that engagement and start to let your hips sink and your thighs separate wider. So it's finding this balance between holding your alignment and finding deeper stretch. And when you find that space where you feel stretch, hold and breathe. And if you're always looking for more in this half pigeon, it may be time to work on your splits, your full splits. Good, one more breath here in. And out. And then gently coming out, you can come up onto your hands. You can step back to down dog or take your tabletop. Let's lower down to the knees to tabletop. Circle the hips around. Maybe take cat-cow with a few deep breaths. Inhale and tail up, chest forward. Exhale, round, tail tucks. Breathing in. Exhaling to round. And transitioning to your back body. You can walk forward on the mat, swing the heels around, maybe lying all the way back. Taking any transition between any final pose here. You can take a spinal twist or happy baby, or just float the knees side to side, pausing with the knees to the right and breathing. Pausing with the knees to the left and breathing. When you're ready, extending one leg and the other, taking your hands to your belly or to your sides. Breathing in, lifting the belly up. Exhale, let the belly fall to the spine. Inhale, fill your heart and chest lift. Exhale, shoulders drop down and back. Feel all the tension melt from your face. Your jaw slacking in. Your tongue dropping to the back roof of your mouth. Your eyes rolling to the back of your head. Feeling your breath circle your body. When you're ready, finding some movement. Bending one knee and the other. Rolling to one side, rounding in. Your own time, slowly coming up to your seated pose. Taking your hands to heart center. Inhale, lifting your heart up. Exhale, bowing your head down. Namaste, thank you all.